Welcome dear students. This is Ansuman sir. So in this video we are going to learn chapter 2, that is spreadsheet, formulas and functions. Let's start the topic. So first, what is formulas? Now formulas are the user defined instructions. Means the instructions given by the user to perform some calculations. It may be addition, it may be subtraction, it may be multiplication, it may be division, etc. Then formulas establishes a relationship between two or more cells. Suppose for example, if data is available on two or more cells and we are going to find the addition of all those cells in a particular cell, now it will establish a relationship between those cells. So next is, it is an expression that can include cell address, numbers, arithmetic operators and parentheses. By using formula, we can perform simple as well as complex calculations. Generally, formulas begin with equal symbol and followed by cell references and operators. Now, what are the various elements of formulas? So, first is references. It may be a cell or a group of cells, that is the range of cells. Then second one is operator. Any arithmetic operator, plus, minus, multiplication, division, modulus, exponent operator. So the operator specifies the kind of operation to be performed. Third one is constants. It may be numbers or it may be text values that do not change. Next one is function, which is a predefined formula in Excel. Now look at the example given here. Equal A2 plus B2 multiply 5 minus sum within bracket E3 colon E5. Now this A2 and B2, these are the cell address. 5 is the constant value. Then plus and asterisk symbol, these are the mathematical operators. Sum is the function, it is a predefined function, it will be taught in later. Then E3 colon E5, this is the cell range. Next is how to create a basic formula. So first, what is basic formula? Basic formulas contain only one type of operator. If you are using plus operator, then only you will use plus. If you are using minus operator, so only you will use minus. So if a formula contains only one operator, then it is a basic formula. Then what is the step to create a basic formula? First, enter the data in the cells. Then click on the cell where you will enter the formula. Then type the formula starting with equal sign. Then after the finishing, press enter key from keyboard. Now see how to create a basic formula. First step is enter the data in the cells. So I am entering, suppose this is the subject name, this is the mark, suppose this is English, then here for example 65, next is suppose physics 75, chemistry suppose 80, suppose then biology suppose 75, math suppose 70, suppose computer suppose 75, so history 70, geography suppose 80. Now I've already completed my data entry. Then click on the cell where you will enter the formula. Suppose here I will find my sum, so here I will enter my formula. So formula will begin with equal symbol, then select the cell, then plus operator, select, plus and so on. So already finished. So after finishing, press the enter key. So now it will display the total sum of all the subject marks. So next is how to create a compound formula. So compound formulas contains more than one type of operator. If a formula contains more than one operators of different type, then it will be a compound formula. One example I have given here, like simple interest calculation, that is principal amount into rate of interest into time divided by 100. So here in this formula, multiplication sign is there, also division sign is there. That's why it is a compound formula. Now look at the example of compound formula. Suppose principal amount, next is rate of interest, next is time. Then suppose principal amount is 50,000. Suppose rate of interest is 15.5. Then suppose time is 3 years. Then what will be this SI? That is a simple interest. Now what is the formula here? Equal, then principal amount multiply rate of interest multiply time, then divided by 100. So now this is the simple interest. So next is what is concatenation. So addition of two or more text values is known as the concatenation. Means two strings will be joined together, and the ampersand symbol, that is and symbol, is used for concatenation. So now we'll see one example here. Now look at the example of concatenation. Suppose three fields are there. First is first name, then is last name, then here it is full name. Suppose first name is Ram, last name is Sharma. Now here I will write the formula of the concatenation so that it will be Ram Sharma. So how it will be? Now equal symbol, then select the cell, then put the ampersand sign, then second one, then press the enter key. So here it is Ram Sharma, but there is no space between two names. So next example with space. Again Ram, again Sharma. So now equal sign, select the cell, then put ampersand sign, then one double quote, one space, another double quote, closing. Then again ampersand, then select the last name. Press enter. So it will be Ram one space Sharma. So next is what is cell range. So cell range is a group of contiguous cells which form the shape of a rectangle. Means continuous. It can be a group of two cells or more than that, or as big as an entire worksheet. And we can specify a range by writing the starting cell address followed by the ending cell address, but separated by a colon symbol. Suppose for example we want to refer a range within our formula, then how can we refer? Now first we will write starting cell address, then colon symbol, then ending cell address. One example is given here. A1, that is the starting cell address, then colon symbol. A10 is the ending cell address. Next, how to select a cell range. So there are three steps given here. You can choose either one. So first is click on first cell of the cell range and drag it to the last cell while holding down the left mouse button, or click on the first cell and hold down the shift key, then press the arrow keys to extend your selection, or select the first cell and then press F8, then extend the selection using arrow keys, and after finishing again press F8. So next is using range in formula. Now look at the example here. So this is the subject and here it is the marks. First one is English, suppose 78, history, suppose 79, geography, suppose 77, physics, suppose 82, chemistry 85, biology 88, mathematics, suppose 95, suppose computer, suppose 90. Now here we will find sum. Now equal function name is sum, then open bracket, then we'll select the first cell, then colon symbol, then last cell, then bracket will be closed, then press the enter. So here will the total sum of all the subject marks will be displayed. So next is how to name a cell range. So look at the steps here. First select the range of cells. Next is click on the formulas tab, and in the defines names group click on define name option. Then one dialog box will come. Give a name without any space or any special symbol except underscore in the name field. Then choose the scope, either workbook or any worksheet. Then click on OK button. So look at the example here. How to name a cell range. First select the range of cells. So first you have to select the range to which you are going to give a name. Then click on the formulas tab. Click on the formulas tab. Then in the define names group, there is a defined names group. Click on define name option. So there is a define name option. So one dialog box will come. So give a name without any space or special symbol in the name field. There is a field name. So here you have to give a name. For example, I want to give a name. Suppose subject marks. Subject marks. So here I have given the space. So when I am pressing the OK button, there is an error. So it should start with a letter or underscore. It will not include space or any character, that is not allowed. That is generally the special symbols are not allowed. So you cannot give the space. So here I am removing the space. So subject marks. Then here next is choose the scope and click on OK button. So here sheet 1, sheet 2, because in my workbook there are the two sheets, sheet 1 and sheet 2, and entire workbook. If you are choosing the workbook, then this name will be available for all the worksheets. If you will choose sheet 1, then it will be, this name will be available within the sheet 1. If you will choose sheet 2, then it will be available in sheet 2. So generally I am choosing here workbook, so it will be available for all the sheets if it will be created. Then press OK. So next is how to use a named range. So already we have given the name to a particular range. Now here we will explain how to use that name in our formula. So first select the cell where you want to use the named range. Then type the formula. Then click on drop down arrow of use in formula option in the defined names group on the formulas tab. Then select the name and press enter key. Now look at the example here, how to use a named range. First step is select the cell where you want to use the named range. So here we will use the formula. So here we will use the named range. So I have already selected the cell. Next is type the formula. So equal sum, then open bracket. Then click on the drop down arrow of use in formula option in the defined names group on the formula tab. Formula tab, defined names group, and use in formula drop down list. So already previously we have created subject marks, that is the name of the range. So here we will select. So already data selected. Then closing curly bracket, then press enter key. So next is what is cell reference. So the cell address that is used in the formula is known as the cell reference, and it contains a column name and a row number. For example, A1. When a particular cell address is used in the formula, then that cell address is called as the cell reference. Here A is the column name and 1 is the row number. And there are three types of cell reference, like relative cell reference, absolute cell reference, and mixed cell reference. Next, what is relative cell reference? So in relative cell reference, when a formula is copied from one cell to another, the reference is automatically changed. So only for one cell we will write the formula, and when we will copy down, the reference will automatically change. So here no dollar sign is used with the cell reference. Example, A1 plus B1. Now look at the example of relative cell reference. So I have created a data sheet, subject, total mark, mark secured. Now here total, we will find the total by using formula. So sum, then open bracket, then we will select the range, first cell, then colon symbol, last cell, then closing curly bracket, closing parenthesis, then enter. So already the total mark has already found. Now again we don't need to put the formula here. So only what to do, now we will copy the formula, then paste the formula. Either this way you can do, or just select the cell where the formula is there, then drag it. So this is the relative cell reference. So no need to write again the formula. So only you just copy the formula from one cell to another, the reference will automatically changed. So next is, what is absolute cell reference? So in absolute cell reference, when a formula is copied from one cell to another, the reference is not changed. Here dollar sign is used before the column name as well as before the row number of the cell reference. For example, $A $1, $B $1. Now look at the example of absolute cell reference. So already I have designed a worksheet, like name of the students, total mark, mark secured, and another field is there, mark secured after grace mark. So grace mark will be given 10. So you have to write the formula here, so that with the mark secured 10 marks will be added. So equal, then 900, select the cell, then plus, then grace mark will be selected. Now look at here, this grace mark field will be common in all the cells. So here we have to fix the cell, so that when we will copy down, it will not change. So how to fix? When the cell will be selected, press F4 once, second time F4, see, third time F4, fourth time F4, again it will be normal though. So you have to press F4 only once, so $2 symbol will be there with the reference. Just press the enter key, then drag the formula to the subsequent cells, so your formula will be copied down. Then now look at the reference here. Here it is C3, here it is C4, here it is C5, here it is C6, here it is C7, because the particular C3 is in the relative mode, so it is changing, but B9 is in the absolute mode. So in all the formulas, B9 is not changed at all. So this is all about the absolute cell reference. Now what is mixed cell reference? So mixed cell reference is the combination of relative cell reference and absolute cell reference. So in this reference, either row or column has to remain fixed. For example, $A1, here particular column is fixed, but row is relative mode. Similarly, plus B $1. So column is relative and row is the absolute mode. Now look at the example of mixed cell reference. So I have already prepared a sheet. So here name of the customers, then number of calls made, that is Ram has made 200 units, Syam 250, Hari 300, Gita 220 and Krishna 320. Now here four companies are there and their charges per call. So company A is taking 1 rupee per call, company B is taking 1.25 per call, company C is taking 0.8 per call and company D is taking 0.75 per call. So we have to write a formula here so that I will just copy the formula to the downwards, it will work, and copy the formula to the right side, it will work. So that is the mixed cell reference. Then how to write? Now look at equal, that is the number of units multiply charge per call. So it will work. Now look at the behavior here. When my formula will be copied down, then B5 should be changed to B6, B7, B8 and B9. But C4 must be fixed. But when I'll copy the formula to the right side, C must be changed to D. But B should not change to C. So here B must be fixed, but 5 should be relative. So select and press F4 one time, two time and three time. So B will be fixed and 5 is in the relative mode. So 5 will be 6, 7, 8, 9 onwards, but B will not be changed to C. Similarly with the C4, F4 once and second time. So here C is in the relative mode, so C will change to D, but 4 will be fixed, so 4 will not change to 5. So my formula is already done. So press the enter key, then perfect calculation is there. Let's see when I am copying the formula to downwards whether it is working or not. So it is perfectly working. Similarly when I am copying the formula to the right side, let's see what will happen. So it is perfectly calculating. So it is all about the mixed cell reference. It is little bit complicated, so children just practice more to understand the mixed cell reference. So next is what is circular reference. When a formula in a cell refer to its own cell directly or indirectly, then it is called circular reference. So in the case of circular reference, a warning will be displayed, and when the user will select OK option in the dialog box, then the value will be 0. Now look at the example of circular reference. Here I have already created the sheet. So there are the name of the customers and number of calls. So here we will find the total number of calls made by all the customers. So here we will write the formula sum open bracket, then we will select the cell. So here B4 is the starting cell and B8 is the last cell. But instead of the writing B8, if we will write B9, that means here we are including that cell where we are writing the formula. So if this kind of things will occur when you are referring the own cell in the formula, then it will be a circular reference. And in this case, when we will press the enter key, there will be a warning that circular reference. So when we will press OK, then it will be 0, and in the status bar there will be a notification that is circular reference and the cell is B9. So next, cell reference of another worksheet. That means, so formula is already there in one worksheet and we are working in another worksheet. Now we want to use that formula in our worksheet. So for this is the using copy paste option. So with this option we can use a formula of one sheet in another sheet. Steps: select the cell of one worksheet where the formula is used, copy the formula then click on another sheet and paste the formula. Now look at the example here. In sheet 1 there is a sheet month January, name of the customers and number of calls made and the total. Now in sheet 2 I have another data sheet month February, name of the customers, number of calls made. Now I want to find the total sum here. So here already sum is calculated. So what to do? Now copy the formula, right click copy, then here right click paste. So it will calculate the total of current worksheet. Another way of cell reference of another worksheet using sheet reference. So with this option we can refer to a cell of another worksheet. What are the steps? Now select the cell of one worksheet, then write the formula, then within the formula select the cell of other worksheet. Now look at the example here. So in sheet 1 there is a data sheet in which total is 1290. Similarly in sheet 2 another data sheet whose total is 1900. Now in sheet 3 we want to find the total calls of January plus February whose data is already in sheet 1 and sheet 2. Then what to do? Now equal, then select the sheet 1, then select the cell, then put the plus symbol. Similarly go to sheet 2, then again select the cell, then press the enter key. The formula will calculate by referring the data of different sheets. So next is formula errors. When any formula is entered incorrectly, then the formula errors are occurred. So some common errors found in Excel are as follows: hash error, hash value error, hash name error, hash div/0 error, hash reference error. Now you will explain each error. First one is the hash error. So hash error is occurred if the column is not having enough space to accommodate the value. Now look at here, particularly B column is capable to show only 3 digits. Now here if I will find the sum, what will happen? Because all total is a 4 digit number, so it is not enough to show the value, so error is coming hash error. When you will expand it, the value will be displayed. Again when you will squeeze it, then it will be again error will be displayed. Next is hash value error. So hash value error is occurred if the formula contains invalid data. Now look at here, all are the numbers and one is text data. If I will write the formula by selecting the cells and putting the plus symbol, what will happen? Now it will show you a error, hash value error, because the string data cannot be added with the numbers. Next is hash name error. It is occurred if the formula is used incorrectly. Suppose our formula is sum, but instead of writing sum, if I will write anything, then what will happen? Now it will show you a error, that is hash name error, because there is no function available with the name su. The next is hash div/0 error. It is generally occurred if the number is divided by 0. Now look at here, equal first number divided by second number, because second number is 0, that's why we are getting hash division by 0 error. Next is hash reference error. This error occurs when referred cell is not exist. So here we are referring sheet 4 which is not available, because in my workbook there is sheet 1, sheet 2, sheet 3 and sheet 33, but there is no sheet 4. That's why we are getting the error, that is hash reference error. So next, what is function? So functions are predefined formulas, that means already defined in Excel to perform both simple and complex calculations. So functions take some arguments and return a value. Functions begin with equal symbol followed by function name and the list of arguments that will be separated by comma within a parenthesis. Then what are the arguments? The arguments are the input values to a function. It may be numbers or text or date value, etc. Next, what are the rules to enter a function? So function must begin with equal sign. Function name must be a valid Excel function name. Function name must be followed by an opening and closing parenthesis, and the arguments must be enclosed in the parenthesis. Next, some common predefined functions. First is AutoSum. So it is the fastest way to find out the total of the given numbers in a range. It also provides to find average, count, max and mean. Next is average function. This function is used to find the average of the range of values. Next, max function. It is used to find the largest value in the given range. Next, mean function. It is used to find the lowest value in the given range. Next, count function. It is used to count the number of elements in the given range. Now look at the example here. So here we will use the AutoSum function, average function, maximum function, minimum function and count function. So already data sheet has prepared. So here we will find the sum of the total marks. So here we will use AutoSum feature, which is available in the home tab, editing group. There is a AutoSum. Just click on that. So function will be automatically take the range, then enter key. So it will find the total sum of the range. For the average, equal, type average, open bracket, then select the range, bracket close, then press the enter key. So it will find the average of the range. Equal, max function, bracket start, then select the range, bracket close. It will display the maximum value of the range. Similarly for minimum, mean, open bracket, select the range, then bracket close and enter key, then it will display the minimum value of the range. Similarly for count, so type count, open bracket, select the range, it will display the count of numbers. Next is today function. So this function is used to display the current date and some of the use of today function. Suppose for example from the today's date, if you want to separate the month number, year and day, then we can use this function with additional of other functions, like for the month equal month function, then within the bracket today function. Similarly for year, year function within the bracket today function. Similarly for day, day function within the bracket today function. Suppose for example, if you want to uh, display the month name in the text form, or if you want to display the day in the text form, also we can use the today function, like equal text within the bracket today, then comma within the double quote for capital M or small m. So it will display the month name in the text form. Similarly for the day, equal text within the bracket today function, comma within the double quote for D. Look at the example here. So use of today function. Now equal, type today, then open bracket, close bracket. It will not take any argument. Just press the enter key. So it will display you the today's date. Then if you want to separate the day, month and year in the number format, so you can write for day, that is day function, then within the bracket today function, then enter key. So it will display you the date, that is 4. So similarly for month, type the month function, then within the bracket today function, then press the enter key. Then similarly for year, equals to year within the bracket today, it will display the current year. Similarly, if you want to retrieve the or display the day and month in the text format, so you can use like text, that is the text function, then within the bracket today function with the format ddd, so it will display the today's date in the text form. Similarly, equal text within the bracket today function, comma, within the double quote mmm, double quote close, bracket close, enter key, it will display the month name in the text format. So next, some other functions like product function, it is used to multiply the values in a range of cells. Then sqrt function, which is used to find the square root of a given number. Next, power function, which is used to return the result of a number raised to some power. Then mode function, which is used to return the remainder after division. Then int function, it rounds a number to the nearest integer. Then odd function, it rounds a number to the nearest odd integer. Then round function, which is used to round a number to the specified digits. Now look at the example here. First, use of product function. There are three values, value 1, value 2, value 3. There is 10, 20 and 5. So now equal product function, then bracket start, then select the range, then bracket close, enter key. So it will display the product of the range of values. Next is sqrt function. So it is used to find the square root of a number. So equal sqrt, bracket start, then select the number, close and enter. Then next is power function. So it is used to find the power of a number. So equal pow power, bracket start, then select the number, then comma, suppose power 3, so 5 to the 3 equal to 125. Then is mode function, it is used to find the remainder of a division. So equal to mod, bracket start, then number, comma, divisor, then bracket close, then it will display the remainder of the division. Then next is int function, it is used to display the number in integer format. So equal int, bracket start, select the number, bracket close, enter key. So now look at here, if I am entering any decimal numbers, it will just display the integer numbers only the integer part will be displayed, the decimal parts will be omitted. Now come to the odd function. So now equal odd function, select the number, bracket close, enter. So here if I am entering any odd number, it will display the same output, but when I am incrementing the number 35 point something 1 2, so it will display the next odd integer. Now come to the round function, equal round, then select the number, then you have to give the number of digits, how many digits you want after the decimal point. Suppose for example I want 2 digits after the decimal point, so I am giving here 2, then bracket close, then enter. So it will display the rounded value, that means 5 5, then 8 is more than 5, so it will increment 1, so 34.56. So next, how to use insert function option, which is available in function library of the formulas tab. So basically insert function option is used to create a formula very easily. Then what are the steps? First, click on the cell where formula will be entered. Then click on insert function button present on the formulas tab, or click on the insert function fx button present on the formula bar. Then choose the appropriate category of the function and inside that appropriate function which you want to use, then select the data range and press ok. Now look at the example here, how to use insert function option. So first step is click on the cell where the formula will be entered. So I've already selected the cell where the formula will be entered, then click on insert function button present on the formulas tab. So there is the formula tab, there is a insert function button, so either click on that or click on the insert function fx button present in the formula bar. So there is the formula bar and then there is a fx button, so click on that. Then choose the category and appropriate functions. So here you have to select the appropriate category of the function. So suppose math and trigonometry, then appropriate function. So here I will take product function, product. So product selected, then press OK. Then you have to give the range of the data. So I have already selected the data. Then you can also extend your range. Then press OK. So it will evaluate your worksheet. Next, how to rename a worksheet. What are the steps? First, right click on the sheet tab in the workbook. Then click on the rename option in the shortcut menu. Then give a name and press enter key. So these steps you can follow, or directly double click on the sheet tab, then give the name and press enter key. Now look at the example here, how to rename a worksheet. What are the steps? Right click on the sheet tab in the workbook. So here is the sheet tab, then right click on that, there will be a rename option. Either you can do this or directly double click on that, then give a new name, for example standard 8, then press enter key. Next, how to delete a worksheet. So what are the steps here? First, right click on the sheet tab in the workbook, then click on the delete option in the shortcut menu, then another dialog box will come. There you have to enter the again delete button, then the sheet will be deleted. Now look at here, how to delete a worksheet. What are the steps? Right click on the sheet tab in the workbook. So right click on the sheet tab, then there will be delete option. So click on that. So again one dialog box will come. Here again you have to press delete, then sheet will be deleted. Next, how to change color of a sheet tab. So what are the steps here? Again right click on the sheet tab in the workbook, then click on the tab color option in the shortcut menu and select your desired color. Now look at here, how to change the color of a sheet tab. So what are the steps? Right click on the sheet tab in the workbook. So right click on, then there will be a tab color option. So there is a tab color option, then select your desired color. Suppose I am choosing red color. So now look at here, sheet tab color is become red. Now come to the exercise. First, fill in the blanks. So formulas are used to perform calculations. Next, the cell address in a formula is also called cell reference. Third one, the cell address in a formula that does not change on copying is considered as absolute reference. Fourth, arguments are input to function which accept values as a number or text. Then the ampersand character is used for concatenation of strings. Next, state true or false. So formulas must begin with the question mark. That is a false statement because formulas must begin with the equal mark. Then in absolute referencing, the relative position of rows and columns changes where you copy a formula. That is the false because it does not change. Third one, in absolute referencing, $sign is used before the cell coordinates. That is true. A range can be used in a formula. That is true. The error hash value occurs if the number is divided by 0. That is false. Next, application based questions. First question, a sport teacher has measured the height of the students in a class. Soumya has been given the assignment to find the maximum and minimum height from the collected data. Suggest the function which she could use to accomplish the task. What is the answer? So for finding maximum, she should use max function, and for finding minimum, she should use min function. Next, Miss Priya and her friends got a raise of 10% in their salaries. Find the total amount if their present salary is 15,000. Calculate the salary by using the formula. So what will be the formula here? So first, present salary plus 10% of present salary. Then how to find the 10%? That is present salary into 10 by 100. So 15,000 plus 15,000 into 10 by 100 equal to 15,000 plus 1500 equal to 16,500. Next, multiple choice questions. Question number 1. To use the sheet reference, which address is appropriate out of the following options? So 3 options are given. So generally sheet reference means first sheet name, then exclamation mark, then your cell address. So third bit is correct. That is sheet 1 exclamation D4. Next question, which key combination is used to get the sum of the values of adjacent cells? Shift plus S, control plus single quote, alt plus equal. So answer will be alt plus equal, and this is the shortcut key for auto sum. Next question number 3, which function finds the largest number in a range? That is max function. Then question number 4, which of the given cell references can be used in a relative reference? Relative reference means no dollar sign will be used before the column name as well as row number. So answer will be A3, that is bit B. Then question number 5, which function is used to count the number of numeric values in a range? That is count function. Now answer the following. So question number 1, what is a formula? Explain with the help of an example. So this question is already discussed in the previous slides. What is the definition of the formula, and one example is already given. So question number 2, what is cell reference? Mention its types. It is already discussed in the slides. So what is the definition of the cell reference and its types, like relative reference, absolute reference, and mixed reference. Next come to question number 5, what do you mean by a function? Name some of the functions. So it is already discussed in the slides. What is the definition of the functions and name some of the functions? Any 3 names or 4 names you can write here. Then what are the question number 6, what are the rules to enter a function? It is already discussed in the slides. Next, in the next slide we will discuss question number 3 and 4. Now look at the answer. What do you know about absolute reference? Explain with the help of an example. So here you will write the definition of the absolute reference as it is. In absolute cell reference, when a formula is copied from one cell to another, the reference is not changed, and here dollar sign is used before the column name and row number of the cell reference. One example, $A$1 plus $B$1. Here you have to write the explanation. When we will copy this formula to other cells, the reference will not change. Next, answer of question number 4, explain circular reference with an example. So first you will write the definition. When a formula in a cell refers to its own cell directly or indirectly, then it is called circular reference. And now look at the example here. Suppose in cell A3, if we will write the formula equal A1 plus A2 plus A3, then it will be a circular reference, because in the cell A3 we are using the own cell reference in the formula. Okay children, now chapter is finished. Hope you understood. So practice at your home with the practical sessions I have given here, and write the exercise on your copy. Thank you very much.